All right. So today we're here with Alex Ding.
Hey, how you doing?
There's no third camera today because I need to either get a different camera or get like a new charger or new batteries or a mixture of all the above. I don't know. But today, two cameras.
Camera op.
Thank you for joining me.
No problem. This is gonna be fun. And
Yeah.
This is my first podcast ever. So.
Is that a Mega Man shirt?
No, this is Mega 64.
Okay.
So, they're an internet comedy troupe that's been around for I think 15 years.
Does it have to do with N64?
A little bit. They base off their kind of thing off like video games. So kind of taking away from 64 and.
Okay.
They see the number 64 a lot. It's like, I don't know if you noticed like a certain number that always appears like in your life, like you see like the number 4, 23 or something.
I've not. I know people who've pointed that out.
Yeah, it's like notice like one number. Like I always notice like either number 4 when I'm like walking around or something, just because that's a number that's special to me, and I always pick up on things in 4s.
Mm-hmm. Why is that special to you?
Yeah, because I'm like the 4th born in my family, and I don't know. It's also my favorite number too. So
yeah,
I kind of like that. I know it's kind of there's something to do with like Cardinal Directions. There's something like that. There's north, south, and west and east. There's 4 of those, and there's just a lot of 4s in like a lot of things. But I know like in photography, there's a rule of thirds, so there's no point of trying to quarter everything. So
yeah.
So keep things interesting, keep it in odds when it comes to design.
Yeah. So you're going to, just to like inform people watching, you're going to school for well, it's not just photography. Right now you're doing
Yeah, so I'm in the UC Blue Ash Electronic Media and Technology program. This is my first year as a student in that program. It's not my first go at college, but I like it a lot. In the e-media technology program, it's like you get a little taste of everything. You get graphic design, you get video production, you get photography, animation, web design. Sometimes you get game design too.
And that was at
in audio production too.
Cincinnati State, you said?
Oh, it's just at UC Blue Ash.
Oh, no,
I
that's right.
am a graduate of Cincinnati State.
What'd you go for?
I went for chemical technology, changed my major to graphic design, and then I changed my major one more time to graphic imaging technology, which is printing.
Mm-hmm.
I worked in the industry with that degree probably for about a year, fell out of love with it, went back to school for dental hygiene, and then I didn't like that because I'm not medically sound, or I'm not super awesome into science anymore. So, but I did learn a lot by going to school in all sorts of fields like that, like picking up on experience of like things that they kind of use the same equipment, like the Kimtech wipes. You see those in microscopes, and then you also see those on set cleaning lenses too. Kind of keeping things clean and being really procedural about handling equipment like that all kind of go hand in hand with both of those things, even though they're from very different fields.
Yeah.
But yeah, with the electronic media and technology program, you get a little taste about everything, and then eventually you can focus in on something that you would like. And I'm kind of thinking about leaning towards video production, just because it kind of encompasses the storytelling that I want to do. I want to tell stories through video, and also I can do a little bit of audio production too, and just clean up my audio, maybe even record audio on set with other people, just get my own audio kit, and just make a professional production value with that, you know.
Mm-hmm. So you want to tell stories through video then?
Yeah. One of my projects that I'll probably have to do for my degree is create a video project, because that's like the vein I want to go to. I want to challenge myself and make a video like that. So one of my ideas that I came up with, it was just like a throwaway idea, but it was the only idea that stuck, that my teacher said that I should probably expand upon, just because it's for the assignment and it's the only one that works. And it's like a story about a guy who's stuck in isolation, like what we're going through, quarantine, you know. It's a little bit of a modern story like that. And he goes crazy, and he starts thinking that he got into an accident and he comes out with like superpowers, and then he starts acting like he has superpowers, and everybody in his family thinks he's delusional, and because he is. But then they try to like talk him out of it. It's supposed to be like a short film, so it kind of progresses a little bit quicker, and then he finds out that he doesn't have superpowers, and then he just reverts back into his normal sad life, and that the story is kind of disappointing and sad, so I don't really know where I'm gonna go with it.
Yeah,
so.
I mean, there's definitely like movies and films out there that aren't always feel good, you know.
Yeah.
So it's not like there's anything wrong with that.
Because part of the assignment was like, has someone else already done this idea but better? I'm like, probably. Like, there's all these.
You ever seen what's that one movie with like the guy that played Dwight from The Office and Ellen Page?
Oh yeah, Super.
Yeah, it's kind of reminds me of that.
It's kind of a little bit of that, but he's more like a vigilante.
Yeah.
Like Batman. And then there's also The Shining, which is that going crazy factor of isolation.
Oh, like the Stanley Kubrick?
Jack Nicholson.
Yeah.
And Jack Torrance goes crazy in isolation.
Mm-hmm.
So, but mine's gonna be like kind of like a little bit of funny, because maybe the guy gets like telekinetic powers and he starts making things float.
Or like he can read people's minds.
Telepathy.
He just thinks he can.
It's like, oh, yeah.
Yeah, I could see that definitely being like pretty entertaining in some aspects and also like sad in some ways.
Yeah, because like, oh, it's pretty funny, but then like the background of it is just like, he's going crazy. His mind is getting away from him.
Yeah.
But I think what I'm gonna do is use practical effects and like a lot of sweeted type things. It's like, yeah.
What's that?
So. It's kind of using like really practical effects. Like if you wanted to make someone look like they're a ghost, you would put like, I think like plexiglass over the screen and use a bunch of reflections so it looks like they're see-through. Yeah. It's kind of like what they do over at the Haunted Mansion at Disneyland. Mm-hmm. Or use like a giant ball, like kind of like really close to the lens. So it looked like it's like a giant, like maybe asteroid coming to hit the Earth. So it's kind of like things like that. Mm-hmm. No, like very low special effects and After Effects and post-production type things like that.
Honestly, this is just like a personal thing I'm putting out there, but I love that kind of stuff. Like the not overindulgent like CGI kind of stuff. Like,
yeah.
Are you a fan of Wes Anderson at all?
Yeah.
He does like almost. Pretty much all of his special effects are like in camera, like practical. You know, they're not like CGI reliant or anything. He does it all like on set. So like explosives are real, and like they use a lot of like miniatures and like the kind of the old fashioned way that they made movies, which I miss a lot.
You have less technology, but this is like a callback to using less technology and then showcasing it with modern cameras and stuff. Mm-hmm. But there's probably more practical effects techniques that are now invented that don't rely on so much of like pull strings and stuff. But I just don't want to pull too much into like all that After Effects stuff, because I don't want my whole thing to be like super unbelievable and too goofy. Like, hey, he's like shooting lightning bolts out of his hands and they're not like super aligned correctly.
Right, then it just looks cheap and like poorly done.
It turned into like what Star Wars became, and then because it initially started with like a lot of cool practical effects, it was like a guy walking through a forest, and then speeding it up at different FPS to kind of like make it look like they're going through super fast.
Yeah, I love the way that they used to make movies compared to how they do it now. Like, I miss the old genre of movies because it was just like so much different than it is today.
Yeah, it's like a little bit more it feels homemade, but very polished the way they do it, because it's like creative.
Yeah, I think they were like, there's I don't know, something about the old school way that they did it that when I watch old movies, it feels more fun to watch for some reason. It's more like when I think of a movie, that's like kind of the way I imagine it. It's not that like there's anything wrong, I guess.
It's like too much movie magic. It's like at the point where somebody's just creating on their computer at home. Yeah,
it's like just like the whole set is like green screen, and you know, there's actors aren't even in the same rooms together.
Right,
and it's cool that they can do that, but I just don't.
Maybe they'll
preferred.
have to do it because of the pandemic or something now.
Yeah. That's cool though. Let me know if you need help with that or something.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
all. That's down the line. Like that's
Yeah.
like my capstone project. Like,
Oh, like your final?
yeah,
Yeah, I'll be involved if you want some help.
yeah, that'd be cool. I definitely need like maybe other people with separate equipment or something I can borrow.
Yeah.
Or give me some tips on how I should probably frame shots or light rooms or something.
Yeah, man.
Or locations.
I'll be your actor.
Yeah, I mean, I think I was gonna choose my friend who lives by me,
Yeah.
who's already kind of a shut-in. So
I
he
guess
could
that
probably
more fits the part, maybe.
Yeah, because I want him to like play off a little bit of his emotions, and he already has like an active imagination too, so I can like let him. Because I'm pretty much writing the role for him.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's like writing a part for somebody that already exists. Like Robin Williams, they write a lot of his stuff for Robin Williams because he can exuberate all this energy. Same thing with like Jim Carrey.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think he'd probably play it the best. I don't know, have some of his family be in that movie too, but I don't know. They could be. I don't know if they could be good enough actors or something because a lot of the times when you tell someone like act, it comes out really, really cheesy. So then you have to like rewrite the script. I feel like just to make it
suit them better.
in their own dialogue and stuff.
Yeah, I did some acting in college. It's really bad, but it's like fun. I loved it.
Yeah.
I loved like partially probably because I'm just not that good at acting, but like I love doing acting, and I also love like how bad it is in a way. But I guess for certain things that wouldn't be appropriate for sure.
Yeah, because definitely it's just all about like getting out of your head and then taking away all your inhibitions and letting people.
That's one of the fun things about it. It's like you get to be somebody else.
Yeah, a little liberating there.
Yeah. I kind of want to do more stuff like that, honestly. I mean, I'm sure that there's definitely like a range that I could probably pull off. Like, okay, not that I'm like an actor, but like I'm sure there's plenty of stuff that is like well beyond what I'd be capable of doing. But yeah, that's cool. So, do you want to do like a lot more stuff like that? Like,
yeah, I'd like to like do some documentaries too. Like one of my other ideas I had on that a degree project assignment was like a documentary of myself learning how to play piano. Like it would just like showcase me taking lessons and doing research, interviewing people all about the pianos, and then having me go through like a little montage of me learning of how to do it and progressing and talking about like my progress like from month to month and week to week.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I thought about doing something like that for guitar and like songwriting and stuff. I never really followed through with it, but I was like, for a point in time, I was thinking I had recorded a bunch of practice, and I was just thinking like if I just compiled it as like a progress over time kind of thing.
Yeah, like those skateboarding videos, like 100-day progress video, where they just show them like trying to do ollies, and then at the end of the video they're doing 3 flips and stuff.
Yeah. You trying to do something like that, though?
Yeah, something like that. And then I had another idea. It's kind of the same vein, but it would be all about bodybuilding and stuff. So it would just be me like going to the gym, or if I can't film in the gym, like exercising at home or going on a parkour course. And then me in the kitchen talking about my diet and what I'm eating today and stuff. It's like, okay, well, and talking about how I'm feeling. Like, oh yeah, I feel like really nauseous after drinking all these protein shakes.
Yeah. So like just a little like 30-day or maybe longer.
Probably longer. You probably can't see any progress in 30 days. Probably maybe start seeing like your body getting a little bit cut and your muscles starting to like build up a little bit of tolerance, and because of all the sudden weight and loads that are coming on. But then probably have to be like 6 months to a year longer in order to start seeing some.
You ever heard of Tim? I think his name's Tim Ferriss.
No.
He does like this series of, I guess they're videos, but he's also an author, so I think he does a number of different formats. But like, he does something kind of like that, where it's they do 30 days of like a different thing each time. So like learning to surf in 30 days, or like learning to cook sushi or bodybuild or whatever, you know, like.
Maybe I could probably do something like that, like, but dial back the idea, like learning a skill, like playing the piano, or working out is probably maybe a little bit too out of my scope. But I don't know, maybe even playing piano, like seeing my progress within 30 days.
Yeah, I mean, this dude just like dives in, like.
Or drawing in 30 days, yeah.
Yeah, like just lives that thing for like 30 days and it's like on to the next probably. But, so you're Buddhist, right?
Yeah, I'm Buddhist. Practice.
Buddhist what?
I'm a Buddhist. That's my religion.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you want to talk about Buddhism a little?
Sure. Yeah, Buddhism. I'm just pretty casual with it. Like when I was born, or before I was born, my aunt got this dream that this old lady came up to her in the middle of the night, like around 5 in the morning, and told her like your sister's gonna have a boy. And then the next day, or around that time, like my mom started getting like stomach pains around like 5, and that's when I was gonna come. Mm-hmm. Later that day, probably like around like 11 or something. Mm-hmm. So I was born on a Tuesday, October 29th, and I'm gonna just say that like that person who my aunt saw was probably like the goddess of mercy, Guan Yin Posat. And also like one time, like my aunt was just like taking a nap, and then like she got visited by somebody again, like that lady, and saying that like he needs help, like me. And she woke up, and then she found me like underneath the bed, like face down. Like I was like kind of struggling. Maybe I probably could have like died that day if she didn't like get that dream. I was like probably like less than 1. So it was like infant just like rolled out of the low bed and fell under the cradle, you know.
Yeah.
So that was pretty cool. So I kind of like believe in like that spiritual type thing.
Like dream, what would you call that?
Yeah,
dream
it's like
affirmations
dreams like that, and like seeing like I don't know, like after my dad passed away, there was like a lot of butterflies, and there's this like one black butterfly with like bluish wings.
This was a dream you had?
No, this is real. It happened in real life. Like when he died, there's an insane amount of butterflies that afternoon. And
what, like at home or?
Yeah. Like when they were taking him out on the gurney, they landed, like one of the butterflies landed on his body, I guess.
Like was it like what is a gurney? I'm sorry, I forgot.
Oh yeah, the gurney is like the little hospital bed thing, like the ambulance take you up in.
Okay,
yeah,
so it's
just
like
the collapsible legs one.
Yeah.
So they're wheeling him out, and then I noticed one of the butterflies, because I was looking for something like images or visual or something like that day, because I was like, I know something's gonna happen today. And then butterflies, it's like insane amount of butterflies. And then they followed I feel like they followed us even to the not the nursing home, but like the funeral place too, just because there was also a lot of butterflies there too. Thought that was really strange. And then
did you associate some sort of meaning with that? Or
yeah, that's what I'm kind of getting at. It's just like because like even the following year, like I saw like a butterfly like on my like outdoor back patio. Like there's no reason for me to look over, but I see like that same black and blue butterfly that that I saw.
Yeah.
It's just like sitting there. I even took a picture of it. I was just like, just to make sure I'm not like hallucinating or something. Yeah. But yeah, I kind of believe in stuff like that too.
So, do you see that as like a spirit animal kind of thing, or like?
Maybe just like I had like a little guardian angel type god type of thing. It's just like, oh, he's out there, he's watching or something. He's like supporting me behind the scenes, like even with like luck. And maybe it's like opportunities that arise and things I can get away with, like things that like are that you can't unexplainable that tip the scales. Like it's like a RPG luck build. Like now my luck build is like a little bit different depending on the situation I'm now in because like my dad passed away and what I'm getting into now with like school stuff's going pretty successfully. So I feel like it might even be a tribute to that, but also might attribute to my own successes and stuff, like what I'm doing with myself in my life. Like I'm not like lounging around anymore. I'm not like drinking. I'm not smoking anymore. Trying to be more like self-aware and take care of myself, you know?
Yeah. Did you do a lot of that, like, for a while?
Yeah, a lot of really self-destructive type things. It's just like go out, hang out with my friends and waste time. Like, hey, you want to hang out? And then go over there. They'd sit around, do nothing, just be on their phones. And then we just pretty much just chain smoke. And it would be any good time.
Like cigarettes or?
Nah, just joints
weed?
And stuff and
Yeah.
bowls. And nothing would really get accomplished. And then once we all get tired, we all just leave. And it's just like, man,
Just like
we just wasted
wasting-
our time. It's
yeah.
like we didn't even like play video games. We didn't we didn't color. We didn't draw. We didn't play many board games or anything or go out anywhere cool. It's
Yeah.
because I don't know. It's not what I want to do with my life. I don't want to like spend my time rotting away, smoking away, because it doesn't help my lungs. It's I know some people are like, well, it helps your epilepsy because you're smoking weed.
Do you
I'm
have
like,
epilepsy?
yeah, I have epilepsy. It's just.
Is it mild?
Nah, it's generalized, but if I control it with like medication, and if I eat and get enough sleep, then it should be fine.
What is generalized like the middle of the scale, like mild, general?
Yeah, it's the
severe, or
mild. Like I
something?
know there's like grand mal. That's where you're just like can't do shit because you can get a seizure at any time, and you're pretty much just like always prone to it. But I feel like generalized is the easiest kind you can get.
Oh, so that's basically
Yeah.
mild then?
Yeah,
Okay.
super mild, and it's very controllable. I used to feel down on myself just because I would diagnose with epilepsy. I'm like, no, now I can't like do anything. But then it's just like, I don't know. There's still opportunities in your life to do things. Like
Yeah.
I know, maybe I can't like operate certain things like heavy machinery or something because I'm too much of a risk. But it's like I don't really see myself as a risk because I drive a car.
Yeah.
And I just have to have a medical card and update that every year, you know.
Are there like certain things that like trigger it kind of?
No, it's not like blinking lights will trigger it or
Yeah.
something. I think the only things that would probably trigger it is this like high stress, gonna be at all, but they all have to be happening at once, like high stress, not enough sleep, not enough food, low blood sugar, and probably, I don't know, maybe even heat or something, maybe like heat or something, or overwork, I don't know. Because they've all happened at different times. Like sometimes when I was like be drinking too much, because drinking will lower your magnesium levels, and that's last time I was drinking a lot was like on Cinco de Mayo, and I had a seizure the next day, and then 2 days after I had another seizure.
Yeah.
Because I think it's just so drained and my body's just so dehydrated. That just took away, and then my body just like gave out and had a few seizures like that.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that was like a wake up call. It's like you probably can't drink anymore. It's like I know people. It's like part of like human culture. It's like hey, it's just drink and stuff. It's like, but I don't know.
Not for everybody.
Yeah, it's exactly.
I don't really like drinking that much. I just like hung out with Wade and Nick like last night, and like we went to get Mexican food, and I had like Nick bought a margarita, Wade bought like a big pint of beer.
Yeah.
I normally don't. I'll just get water or something, but I was like, yeah, whatever. Like Wade's in town, and
Right. Yeah.
hung out
Just
all day, so-
Celebratory stuff.
yeah, I'd like splurged a little, bought like a $10 margarita that I would normally never buy really. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'll drink, but I don't really care that much.
Yeah,
for it,
and
honestly.
also I just don't even like myself drunk and
Yeah.
anyway, because I feel like people either don't like me when I'm drunk or something, or I get too crazy or
Yeah.
get mean or something,
Same.
and that just really doesn't represent
Just-
who I am.
Yeah, just like it doesn't. It's not. That's how I feel too. Like I realized that a while ago that like I didn't really like how I carried myself or like the
Yeah.
situations I'd find myself in. Like typically when I was drinking, like that I wouldn't be in if I wasn't drinking, or like maybe I say or do something that I wouldn't be happy that I said or did, or whatever. And it's just not.
Yeah,
healthy
yeah, and
either.
then they just like blame you for it. It's like, dude, I was drunk, and
Yeah,
then
but then
they
it's like
s-
you're making excuses at the
Yeah.
same time, and yeah, it's just a mess. I don't really like drinking all that much.
yeah, it's like, well, maybe I won't drink, and then
Yeah.
they won't like invite me out. It's like, okay, whatever then.
Yeah, I mean
Guess
that's
you aren't for me, guys.
yeah. Did your dad pass away recently or
Probably about, I think, like 2 years now.
Okay.
That's it's just kind of hard, you know, getting over and grieving and stuff. Kind of getting over type things like that. Yeah, it's because like every single time I hear like people, it's like, man, I don't want to hang out with my dad, or I don't want to hang out with my grandmas. It's like, well, they're not gonna be around here all the time, you know. It's like once they're gone, you know, you might regret like not spending enough time with them, because that's how I feel, you know. Occasionally it's just like, man, I wish I wasn't as mean to my dad, or I wish I took the time to relearn Chinese so I can communicate with him.
Did he not speak English very well?
No, he didn't really speak English that well. He's a immigrant to our country, and then he became a citizen. Worked really hard too, but he didn't really take care of himself, so that's how his body deteriorated.
Was it kind of sudden, or was it like
It was kind of like built up over time. Like you would always like eat late and then like go to sleep right after. So it's like his stomach would be horizontal, and like kind of like everything would be breaking down weird. So his like stomach lining would like kind of wear differently, and eventually he got like stomach cancer and stuff. And then when he retired, he grew depressed. So that type of thing. He wasn't getting enough exercise or moving around a lot. And like his mental state was like kind of down, even though he was like still happy to see everybody, you know. But it's like when we're not around, it'd be like, man, what really can he do besides watch TV all day and let yourself burn away? Because you live in a country with, you don't have too many friends anymore. Your last friend moved back away home to Taiwan. You can't find a job anymore. Nobody wants some 70-year-old guy working with them on payroll.
Plus, like, not speaking the language that
Yeah,
well.
not even speaking the language that much. Even if he's working at like a Chinese restaurant or something, again, it might be too hard on him, because it's like you can't work at full capacity because he's older.
Yeah.
It'd just be like kind of him just weighing them down, or them just like giving him a handout just because he's old and he wants a job, and he's like, a lot of places can't afford that. So even if he lived during the pandemic right now, he'd probably get cut and he'd be laid off anyways, you know.
How old was he?
He was probably 70.
He was probably 70?
Yeah, I don't really 100%
around
know.
there.
Yeah, I just know he's older.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's another thing. It's like, I wish I knew exactly how old my parents are. It's just another mystery. It sucks.
You don't know because it's hard to find out.
It's just when they came to this country, their ages got kind of weirded up, and they don't really talk about how old they are when they have birthdays and stuff. And we don't really celebrate their birthdays. All I can really keep track of is barely my own birthday. I don't really know how old my brothers and sisters are sometimes, unless I really straight up ask them.
Yeah.
I feel like it's just my own fault, making me come out just like as a terrible person, brother, and family member.
No, it doesn't sound like that.
Yeah, it's just, I don't know. Those number things aren't really a big deal, you know.
Yeah, I mean, that's not pretty superficial in the grand scheme of things.
As long as I just like an active member of the family and can participate and like help them out when they need to like move or something, or come over and eat dinner, spend time with everybody and be happy. That's basically what I'm here to do. And I don't really need to know how old you are, because you kind of become depressing after one point. It's like, oh, you're 45 now? It's like, oh, okay.
Yeah, it's like, don't even remind me.
Yeah.
Your mom, I guess, is still like around.
Yeah, she's still around. She works at a nursing home right now. Probably been working there for more than 20 years. Makes decent money. Her job is just, she works in assisted living over there. So it's just, she's just basically living in the house, or working in the house with, as like behind the scenes of some nun or something, or elderly lady. Just cleaning the house every once in a while, taking out the trash, and reminding them to eat dinner and stuff. And
yeah, my dad has like assisted living right now. He's got people that come over and help him out.
So it's like really low key. Like every once in a while, she'll give me a call while she's at work. She's just like, "Oh, I'm just at work. It's just making sure you're okay." And I like how she just checks up on me. And
yeah, that's nice.
having a good relationship with family members is always good, because used to not have an awesome relationship with my mom. Would be like kind of like always yelling at her and stuff, but lashing out. But I think it would just be me kind of behind the scenes, you know, like trying to hide what I'd be doing, like smoking or drinking. It's like, well, I'm gonna go hang out with my friends. Like, what are you gonna do? It's like, you're gonna hang out, and
then you get mad that they're like,
that they're kind of like prying a little bit too much.
But it's like they're trying to do it out of like love, I guess. But it's
they just want to know like what you're doing.
Yeah.
And then I can't give them a appropriate answer, because what I'm doing is inappropriate for my age, or inappropriate for what I should be doing. It's like, you should be really working on your homework instead of going to hang out with these guys again, and smoking and drinking, and pretty much just sitting around and wasting time, and then coming back home drunk and falling asleep, and then not having enough time to complete your homework.
Yeah.
And then falling behind in school. And
that happened a lot?
Yeah, that happened a lot when I was at Cincinnati State. Like every single time around October, it'd be time to have the annual Halloween parties, and every weekend go have a party and go hang out, and that'd be like prime time to do like homework, because they'd assign homework, assign homework that week, and they'd be due the following week. So Saturday or Friday would be a good time to start getting on that homework and completing it. And the homework I'd have would be like stuff that can't be completed in a night. You know, it's like graphic design stuff. I get like work on a picture and stuff, and design a poster.
Yeah.
So going to parties and stuff be like a big time waster, and I just come out looking like a jackass every single time we go to a party and stuff. Be a fun time, you know. Never get anything out of it, like getting laid or something. It kind of sucked for me, but I would just end up just
getting laid sucked.
No, I'd not get laid. You know, it's like fucking, I don't know. It's anti-magnet when it comes to being drunk and stuff. It's like nobody.
It's like the opposite of like what do they call it, like golden courage or something.
Yeah,
liquid,
I mean like
they call beer like liquid courage.
Yeah, I mean I do get like courageous and stuff. I do like more like crazier things.
But it doesn't necessarily like get the girls.
Yeah, it's like more like get this guy fucking calm down, dude. It's like
that's how I am.
Yeah, like I wish I'd be like a G baller, like you know, like twicking everything with beer pong and stuff. It'd just be like, yeah, I'm awesome, but nah.
But does that really make you awesome?
No, it's you attract the worst type of women like that. It's like, oh, if you think that beer pong skills equal like
good reason.
Yeah, like it's like a good reason to go out with somebody or something like that. Like
probably not the best person.
I mean, it's like, or it's like this guy can get really good weed, so you want to go out with him. It's like okay, it's like, you're just a freaking.
I mean, that just tells you about somebody's priorities, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. It's like they got their values all messed up, and it's like, how come you don't have any bed sheets on your bed right now? It's like, why are your shoes like Michael Jordan's, and you have no bed sheets on your bed? Like your values are all messed up, dog.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I've been playing like pretty average right now, but I've been trying to like kind of brush up on my own wardrobe a little bit more.
You said you've been playing average?
Yeah, just lately, like
playing
like my life average, like playing it very safe, you know.
Like just with life in general.
Yeah. But now I'm trying to like maybe get a little bit more like riskier, you know, like that's like doing more creative things in general. Because like I know like people just like when you create stuff like, oh, you took a really cool picture. It's like, oh, you're really active on social media and you're showing off cool stuff. Like I know that even showing off cool stuff on social media is kind of like shallow.
Sometimes, I guess it's like there's like I feel like there's a balance to it where like it can be really shallow, but it can also like it doesn't have to be that, you know. Yeah,
but it's just like if you're showing off like, hey, like I ride motorcycles a lot. We're just going riding around and building them and stuff. Like that's cool. Like I want to get into that, and then people are attracted to that too. Yeah. Or it's like, oh, this guy's like making music a lot. It's like, oh, this guy's just like making videos and he's showing off his cool videos, and there's pictures he's doing with a video shoot with models. That's kind of stuff that I kind of want to get into, and that's why I went into the electronic media field, because it's all about making and creating, and I feel like I have a creative mind that I've kind of been sleeping on. And
it's like you got that burning desire that you need to like fulfill. Yeah, and I just leave a lot on the table, and I'm not playing with my strengths. It's like a lot of people are just like, play to your strengths, and then it will be all easier from there.
if you try to play with something you're not strong in, you're pretty much fighting an uphill battle. And it's really valiant that you're doing something like that, yeah. But if you're making it your like mainstay, your main weapon or something, and it's kind of gonna look bad and awkward. But if you like play to your strengths and kind of cover up your weaknesses and spin them in
Or
the
try
right,
to improve them or whatever.
yeah, and then try to improve them and frame them in a way they don't look terrible, then look good, you know.
Do you think it's okay to like look terrible though sometimes? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like
physically dress terrible.
I mean that's not what I was asking. I mean like as far as like say there's something that you want to do with your life that you're not like naturally just good at right away, which I think most people aren't good at something like right away.
Not everybody's project. It's like, yeah, I get it. So it's like
most people are not.
Getting into like tennis or something, you're gonna look like swinging everything weird. But I think it's just like perseverance and consistency that'll improve your overall form, and then you become confident in it. So it's just coming up with your own passion, drive to continue on past that awkward stage. It's like you're growing. It's like growing your hair out. And there's always going to be that awkward stage. So you got to like put on a hat, so cover it up for a little while, and then you can start showcasing it off to people. And you just got to be kind of comfortable with yourself during that phase.
Yeah, like being okay with not being good at something for a while.
Like skateboarding. It's like you got to be okay with looking like a poser for a while until people start calling you legit or start even wanting to skate with you.
Yeah.
You just got to be like enthusiastic about everything you do.
Yeah. Do you feel like I don't know, I guess like something that I think about with skateboarding is like, what if you don't even worry about that too though? You know what I mean?
What, like looking like a poser?
Like what if you're just like, whatever, I just like skateboarding.
Yeah, so it's just just about being enthusiastic and having fun. Making sure you're not bringing anybody else down and you're not causing trouble. And you're at least skateboarding, you're just not holding the board. But yeah, just keep having fun with it. And if you don't think about getting good, then you'll just progress and have fun on your own timeline. Yeah. I always sometimes forget about that too. It's like watching other people. It's just like, man, they're already doing that, or I get there and they're ollieing up something really high and grinding and stuff. It's like, man, I kind of want to go home now. But
that's how I kind of got turned off of skateboarding because of that. I think I thought I cared too much what other people thought, and I also hung out with a lot of people that cared about that kind of stuff. And it was super discouraging and not even to point the finger at everybody else. I think they contributed sometimes, but also other times it was my own fault just for
getting in that
it
mindset.
Bother me. Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, because it's also just kind of like viewing yourself when you go to the gym. Like, hey, it's like
look at all these looking at all the dudes that are been working out for 10 years and they're jacked, and you're just
or they're jacked, but you don't realize they've been working out for 10 years. You're just already so discouraged. It's like, man, they're so big. I might as well just go home. I'm not gonna ever be there. But they've been working out forever, man. Yeah. And muscle takes a little bit of time to start.
Yeah, and plus it's like even if they haven't, it's like maybe that's not your goal is to be to that point. You know what I mean?
Don't stop comparing yourself to other people.
Yeah, basically.
That's what kind of destroys anybody's drive. It's like if they let themselves compare themselves too much and get in their own head.
Yeah, or let other people do that to you.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, man, but you're just not as good as him. And it's like, shut up, man.
Yeah, I just showed somebody some music that I was working on, and I feel like his first reaction is drums are pretty weird or something. They said that I don't know, I was just like, dude, why is that all you have to say? You know what I mean? It's I don't know.
It's like a negative critique.
Yeah, I mean, I can say constructive criticism, and I think you should
at least elaborate on it.
Yeah, or just be supportive sometimes. You know, it's why even say that?
Yeah, I wasn't asking for your critique, man.
Yeah, it's I don't know. Some people are just haters, man.
Yeah.
And not even always, but they just do it occasionally, which I don't know. It's part of life, though. I feel like it's one of those things where you have to learn to live with it because it's unavoidable to an extent. I mean, it's nice to maybe keep your circle tight and the people around you, surround yourself with people that aren't like that as best you can. But I feel like, I mean, life, although short sometimes, is long too. So it's sort of inevitable probably to like encounter that in your life. So I think to an extent you just have to like learn to not let it bother you, or if it
Yeah,
does,
because
like,
it's all just
process it
like
better.
test. It's
Yeah.
like somebody's out there testing you,
Mm-hmm.
and you got to build up that tolerance and that thick skin.
Yeah,
Because if you let every little thing bother you, then
never gonna get it.
and then your emotions are controlled just basically by anybody. It's
Right.
like they know how to like get under your skin and poke the right buttons.
Right.
Because I remember like Brucey saying that like if you let somebody control your emotions, it's pretty much they won.
You're like their puppet.
Yeah,
at that
they
point. Like,
pretty much
control
won,
your
yeah.
headspace and your, yeah, that's for sure.
So if you just, even if you just like play poker face, like don't know what you just said, man. So
Yeah, it's like even if it bothers you, like don't show it all the time because
Yeah.
then that's like giving somebody power.
yeah,
over
a
you.
little sign to them saying it's like, oh well, I see your ears are going a little red, and
Yeah,
I know that what I said was probably tickling, making you mad, but
yeah,
you also just don't want to like sour relationships so much. It's like
yeah,
phooey. You just don't like my shit. So.
yeah. It's another part of it, I guess. It's just like doesn't matter that much if somebody else doesn't like it or has
Yeah,
a problem
always
with it.
ask for. You can always ask for second opinions. What's one
Yeah.
opinion out of a million?
Right, and it's like if it's something that you want to do, then it doesn't, like even if somebody else doesn't like it for whatever reason, doesn't necessarily mean that
Yeah,
that's
maybe
like,
they're
right.
just the mood or something that day. They
Yeah,
just
for sure.
didn't eat or anything that day.
Yeah, that's always possible too. Is that, can you just look on the screen of that? Is that camera still recording? Sometimes they
Yeah, so.
I know you got to get out of here like a certain time, so
Yeah.
I don't want to hold you too long.
Yeah, we can always come back and do more podcasts.
Yeah, for sure. I'd like to have you on more if you're up for it.
Yeah, we just do more. That's cool. Talk about more stuff because I feel like we still have more to talk about
Oh,
too.
definitely.
So,
Yeah, for sure. How long was that? Like 45 minutes or so?
yeah, just about.
Okay. Well, you're good to sign off or whatever?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay.
I gotta go to the restroom and.
Yeah, I kind of do too. Thank you for doing this with me. It's been fun talking. I guess until next time, for now, if you could hit the like and subscribe buttons if you want, leave a comment. If you don't want to, that's cool too. But appreciate you guys for watching. This episode of Food for Thought is brought to you by Racoma International. Not really, but I have a brand deal with Racoma embroidery machines, so if anybody wants to buy an embroidery machine, you can see a link below in the about section of this for, it's like my affiliate marketing link, so I have to try to sell these machines and I get to keep one, so if you want to buy one, definitely look into it and click on the link. And yeah, thanks for watching, thanks for joining me.
Yeah, no problem. Super cool.
Thank you.
I liked it a lot.
That was fun. All right, see you guys.